Friends, welcome back to 9th week lecture. This week we have already discussed in detail separately railway budget, economic survey and 2 lectures on union budget. In addition to those 4 lectures, we are going to see the week separately as usual, one lecture part as well as 2 parts on questions and answer sessions. So in total there are 7 lectures for this week. I hope that you enjoyed listening to union budget, economic survey and railway budget. Right friends, let us move on to the important events of the week. Mr. R.K. Pachauri stepping down as IPCC chief. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's government in Delhi reducing tariffs, and from May 3rd we are going to have full mobile number portability. FIR against Governor of Madhya Pradesh, NARESH YADAV. Jammu and Kashmir government formation, that is coalition government of PDP as well as BJP. Some records in World Cup. Coming back to economics, 14th Finance Commission report, a strategic shift. Next one is 10th bipartite wage negotiations of banks concluded. So these are all the important events of the week. Let us look into these events one by one. Before going into these events, I would like to tell a little more about railway budget. I covered railway budget in detail, but let us look into some 2-3 points in addition to what I have covered in my railway budget. Right? First one is passenger earnings. 50,000 crore rupees is going to be the earnings from passenger services in the year 2015-16. Please remember 2015-16. 50,000 crore rupees will come from passenger services, 1,21,000 crores will come from goods services, 50,000 crores from passenger services, 1,21,000 crores from goods services, and total earnings will be 1,88,000 crores. Total earnings will be 1,88,000 crores, and the expected net railway revenue will be roughly 25,000 crore rupees. Please don't forget these figures. 25,000 crore rupees approximately will be the expected net railway revenue. Let us look into this. Where the rupee came from in 2013-14. I would like to tell you a little bit about how railway earns and how railway money goes. First and the foremost thing which I would like to explain you is, if you look into the railways earnings, 65% earnings comes from goods, that is freight services. That means out of 100 rupees, 65 rupees in railways earnings comes from freight traffic, that is goods. By running various goods trains, railways is earning 65% of its revenue, and by running its passenger services, railway is earning roughly 25% of its money, and remaining 10% are miscellaneous earnings. Please remember, 65% comes from goods earnings, 25% comes from passenger earnings, and remaining 10% are miscellaneous. Then what about expenditure? How the railway money is going? Please remember, 33% is going for staff wages and allowances. 33% is going for staff wages and allowances, and 17% is going for pensions. Pension means the emoluments to be given to the retired employees is pension. So staff wages and allowances as well as pension total makes up 50% of the railways outgo. That means if railway is earning rupees 100, 50 rupees is going for staff cost only. That's why railways is in trouble, and because of this, railway wants to go towards PPP route to develop the projects, right? So, to develop railway projects, that means to create infrastructure in railways, now railways is dependent on public-private partnership mode, because most of the earnings, almost 50% of the earnings are going towards staff costs. So, therefore, to ensure sustainability of railways, railways is now exploring other avenues to make the projects progress. Right? Look into the next slide. In the railway budget, Railway Minister announced 4 goals, 5 drivers and 11 thrust areas. 4 goals, 5 drivers and 11 thrust areas. And if you look at the 4 goals, main goals of railways as enunciated by the Railway Minister, because Railway Minister this time took paradigm shift away from popularity, no populist measures, and his main goals are, please remember, improved customer experience. When you are travelling by train from Calcutta to Delhi, you should have better customer experience. Second thing is the safety. Third thing is creation of assets. And the last one is making railways self-sufficient without borrowing from the market. So, 4 main goals are enunciated by the Railway Minister. First thing is improved customer experience. Second one is safety. Third one is capacity augmentation. And the last one is making railways self-sustainable in the long run. So, these 4 are the main important goals of the railway budget, and remaining things I have already covered in the special session on railway budget. Please remember, the operating ratio of railways is going to be 88.5 during the year 2015-16, and having recapitulated these things, let us move on to the other issues of the week. Rajendra Pachauri stepped down as IPCC chief. Mr. Rajendra Pachauri also resigned from TERI. TERI is the Energy and Resources Institute, started by Tata Group. He resigned from these 2 posts. He resigned from the post of chief of IPCC. I would like to tell you a brief about what is IPCC. IPCC is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Various governments discuss with regard to the climate change issues. It was established in the year 1988 by 2 United Nations organizations. One is World Meteorological Organization, popularly known as WMO, and the other one is UNEP. And I would like to tell you a brief about these 2 organizations also. This World Meteorological Organization looks into climate and weather related issues. World Meteorological Organization looks into climate and weather related issues, established by United Nations with headquarters at Geneva in Switzerland, started in the year 1950. Coming back to this United Nations Environmental Program, this looks into environmental issues, established in the year 1972 with Nairobi in Kenya as the headquarters. So, these 2 organizations established Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. IPCC Secretariat is situated in Geneva, and Mr. R.K. Pachauri worked as its chief for 13 years from 2002 to 2015, and recently he resigned because his junior colleague in TERI Institute, that is the Energy and Resources Institute, levelled sexual harassment charges against Mr. R.K. Pachauri. Subsequent to these allegations, Mr. Pachauri resigned from these 2 posts. Right, let us move on to the next one. AAP government came to power with a massive mandate in Delhi, 67 seats out of 70. Their main electoral promises. The first one is subsidy on electricity bills who consume electricity up to 400 units or 400 kilowatt hours. Subsidy of 50% to those customers or to those consumers who consume electricity up to 400 units. This was implemented from March 1st. The second one is for the families who consume water up to 20,000 liters a month. There will not be any charges. Water will be free. Water and sewage bills will be free for the persons who consume water up to 20,000 liters a month. And if anyone consumes beyond 20,000 liters a month, they have to pay full charges. Right? So, these two electoral promises were implemented by Arvind Kejriwal led Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi. Right? And Delhi has approximately 36 lakh families, out of which this electricity tariff reduction will benefit approximately 90% of the families, and the subsidy of water and sewage will benefit almost 50% of the families. Right? Let us move on to the next one. Full mobile number portability from May 3. Friends, what is mobile number portability? I would like to explain a bit. If you are Airtel customer, you want to shift to Vodafone, you can retain the same number. That is mobile number portability. This has already been introduced within the circle level since 2011. In the year 2011, it was implemented within circle level. Circle means Delhi is one circle, West Bengal is one circle, Odisha is one circle. That means within the circle it is applicable since 2011. But now from May onwards, from May 3rd onwards, TROI advised the telecom operators to implement it across India. That means if you are a customer in Karnataka, if you are going to Delhi, you can retain the same number by switching over to other network. If you are Airtel customer in Karnataka, if you are going to Delhi and if you want to switch over to Vodafone in Delhi, you can retain the same number. So, this is going to be implemented across India from May 3rd as per the instructions of TROI. TROI is telecom regulator established in the year 1997. We have already discussed about TROI several times. And in this connection, I would like to tell few things. One is, what is the meaning of porting in, porting out? Porting in, porting out. If you are Airtel customer, you are migrating to Vodafone. That means you are porting out from Airtel, you are porting into Vodafone. Porting out from one network, porting into other network. So, these two terms are commonly used when it comes to mobile number portability. Anyhow, it is good news for the nation. You can retain the same number wherever you go across India, right? And I would like to remind you, TROI recently told to reduce 3 types of charges. TROI recently advised telecom companies to reduce 3 types of charges. What are the types? The first one is interconnect charges. Second one is carriage charges. Third one is roaming charges. Interconnect charges, carriage charges and roaming charges. These 3 charges recently TROI reduced. Friends, let us move on to the next one. Recently, Prime Minister's reply on the discussion of motion of thanks to the President's address. President of India normally address both the sessions of Parliament, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. When the budget session starts, he addressed both the houses of Parliament together and a motion will be moved expressing thanks to the President's address. Normally, a motion will be moved expressing thanks to the President's address. In this connection, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in response to the discussion on the communalism, made pertinent comments. Please look into these statements given by the Prime Minister. Our religious base is Indian Constitution. Our devotion is Bharat Bhakti. So, these are the comments made by the Prime Minister, and Having known this, let us move on to the next issue pertaining to states. Very unfortunate incident, FIR against Governor Naresh Yadav. Naresh Yadav is the Governor of Madhya Pradesh. Special task force is investigating into the scam, recruitment scam of Madhya Pradesh Professional Examination Board, or the other name is VYAPAM. VYAPAM is Madhya Pradesh Vyavasayik Pariksha Mandal. Madhya Pradesh Professional Examination Board or Madhya Pradesh Vyavasayik Pariksha Mandal, or otherwise VYAPAM. Special task force is looking into this alleged scam, and recently special task force registered an FIR against the Governor Naresh Yadav because he recommended 5 names for the posts of forest guards to the officials of VYAPAM. Naresh Yadav, the Governor of Madhya Pradesh, recommended 5 names for the posts of forest guards to the top officials of VYAPAM. In this connection, Special Task Force registered an FIR under Prevention of Corruption Act against the Governor Naresh Yadav, and subsequent reports say the Ministry of Home Affairs advised the Governor to resign, and subsequently whether he resigned or not, it is not very clear, right? Look into the next one. Government formation in Jammu and Kashmir. You are all aware, no party could get absolute majority in Jammu and Kashmir. People's Democratic Party of Mufti Muhammad Saeed got 28 seats, BJP 25, National Conference 15, Indian National Congress 12 and others 7. Now, BJP and PDP came together to form the government in the state. BJP and PDP came together to form government in the state, and the views of these two parties on some contentious issues in Jammu and Kashmir are not on the same footing. Especially 2 issues are there. One is AFSA, that is Armed Forces Special Powers Act. Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958. As per this act, the contention of Jammu and Kashmir government is army is committing lot of atrocities in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So the PDP wants the AFSA to be repealed. If you look at BJP's main contention is Article 370, which gives special status to Jammu and Kashmir, should be revoked. So both the parties have divergent views on these issues, and it is to be seen how long this government will sustain with such divergent views of both BJP as well as PDP. Please remember, Mr. Mufti Muhammad Saeed was sworn in as the 12th Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, and Mr. Nirmal Singh of Bharatiya Janata Party became the Deputy Chief Minister, and this swearing in took place at Jammu. Why it took place in Jammu? Because Jammu is the winter capital of Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir has got 2 capitals. Summer capital is Srinagar, winter capital is Jammu. And remember, in all other states, elections, assembly elections are held once in 5 years, but as per the special provisions for Jammu and Kashmir, that means it has got its own provisions, elections are being held once in 6 years in Jammu and Kashmir, right? So with this, let us move on to the next issue. Let us look into this important event of Indian economy. This is 14th Finance Commission report. Before going into that, I would like to tell a bit about Finance Commission. Finance Commission is established based on the constitutional provision under Article 280. Constitution provides sharing of taxes between center and the states. Sharing of taxes between center and the states is as per Article 280 of the Constitution. Based on this article provision, every 5 years, Government of India constitutes Finance Commission, and based on its recommendations, taxes are shared between center and the states. For the period from 2015 to 2020, Government of India constituted 14th Finance Commission headed by Shri Y.V. Reddy, who was the former Governor of Reserve Bank of India, and based on his recommendations, government recently accepted the share of the taxes of states from 32% to 42%. That means previously, as per the 13th Finance Commission report, for the period 2010 to 2015, the share of taxes was 32%. Now they are increased to 42%. There is 10% increase in the share of taxes. There is 10% increase in the share of taxes. But here I would like to tell one more point, how the government previously supporting state governments and how the government in future is going to support state governments. Previously, in addition to the 32% share of taxes, government used to give lot of money as grants in it, lot of money to support centrally administered schemes. But now the share is increased to 42%. Now government is not going to support various states. So it is clearly evident, previously central government used to support depending on the need, but now after the increase of share to state governments have to manage their finances. Center is not going to give much support to the state governments. I would like to tell one example. As per the previous finance commissions, central government used to treat the child as careless and used to give money as and when required. And after the report of the 14th Finance Commission, now central government treating the states as careful sons, giving 42% at a time, and no more support will be given as and when required. Previously it used to support 32% share along with some support as and when required, but now 42% share will be given. That means you take care of your finances, we are not going to support as and when you cry. So that means it is a strategic shift from discretionary support to devolution based support. It is a strategic shift from discretionary support to devolution based support. That means previously center used to treat state governments as somewhat careless, they could not maintain their fiscal balance, but now center gave more devolution to states. That means take care of your finances, I am giving more money at a time, please take care of your finances, you are mature, you can take care of your finances, we are giving 42% share at a time. That is the message given by the 14th Finance Commission. Having learned this, let us move on to the next one. Finally, the wage negotiations between various trade unions in banks and the management of banks concluded. Remember, every 5 years, the emoluments of bank officials, the emoluments of bank employees are revised. 10th wage settlement talks, which are supposed to be implemented from November 2012, are delayed by around 2.5 years. And finally, bank unions and the management agreed, for an increase of 15% wages with effect from 1st November 2012. These are the 10th wage settlement talks finally concluded. Now bank employees from November 2012 will get 15% increase in pay. Not only that, the second Saturday and the fourth Saturday will henceforth be holidays. Second Saturday and fourth Saturday will henceforth be holidays, and the date is yet to be decided from which this is going to be implemented. So please remember, 15% increase in the salaries of bank employees from November 1, 2012, and this is valid for a period of 5 years. These are the 10th bipartite wage negotiations. Right, let us move on to the next one. Sports. Chris Gayle is the first player. Chris Gayle of West Indies. He became the first player to score double century in World Cup cricket. He scored 215 runs in 147 balls. This feat was against Zimbabwe in Canberra. And remember, he also scored 200 runs in 138 balls. That means it is the fastest double century in one-day history. He scored 200 in 138 balls to become the fastest double century in one-day history. Right? Look into the next one. A.B. de Villiers scored fastest 150 in cricket history in just 64 balls against West Indies at Sydney. Afghanistan recorded its first victory. And another record is the highest total in World Cup history was scored by Australia when they scored 417 for 6 against Afghanistan. These are for the record's sake. Please move on to the next issue. National Science Day is being celebrated every year, February 28th. What is the significance of February 28th? February 28th is the day when Chandrasekhar Venkatraman, famous scientist, discovered Raman effect in the year 1928. In the year 1928, exactly on the same date, Chandrasekhar Venkatraman, famous scientist, discovered Raman effect. Raman effect? Raman effect pertains to inelastic scattering of photons. Inelastic scattering of photons. He discovered that on 28th February 1928. So to commemorate that, we celebrate National Science Day on February 28th every year, and the theme for this year is Science for Nation Building. Science for Nation Building, and he was awarded Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 1930. And for this week, last but not the least, is 87th Academy Awards, popularly known as Oscar Awards all over the world. 87th Academy Awards were presented recently. I would like to tell you a little bit about these Academy Awards, why they are called Academy Awards. Because these awards were instituted by Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Please remember, Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, popularly known as AMPAS. This was established in the year 1927 in Beverly Hills in California, and they are giving these awards this year, 87th Academy Awards, and from the year 2002, these awards are being given in Dolby Theatre in Hollywood. Dolby Theatre in Hollywood, previously known as Kodak Theatre. So Dolby Theatre is in Hollywood. These awards are presented every year in Dolby Theatre, and look at the pictures which got maximum awards. In this year, 4 awards were won by the film Birdman, The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. The name of the film is The Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. The director of this film is Gonzalez, and here it got 4 main awards for Best Film, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best Cinematography. So it got 4 awards. Along with this film, another film, The Grand Budapest Hotel, that also got 4 awards. But main 4 awards have gone to Birdman. Best Foreign Language Film is Ida from Poland. And Best Actor Award was won by Eddie Redmayne for The Theory of Everything. The film The Theory of Everything is based on the romantic life of Stephen Hawking. The Theory of Everything is based on the romantic life of Stephen Hawking, and the Best Actor Award has gone to this film, and Best Actress Award has gone to Julianne Moore for her role in Still Alive. Julianne Moore played the character of the person who was afflicted with Alzheimer's disease at early age. So for the portrayal of that, she got the Best Actress Award. So the unexpected thing which happened here is Boyhood got only 1 award, and here please remember Birdman got 4 awards including Best Film and Best Director, and The Grand Budapest Hotel has also got 4 awards, and the Best Actor is Eddie Redmayne for The Theory of Everything. Best Actress has gone to Julianne Moore for Still Alive. With this, let us conclude this week. Let us meet once again next week. Have a nice time. Thank you.